The story begins in the midst of a prayer that goes, "Worship the Emperor and the blessings of earth and prayers of heaven. Gather the blessings and praise." The prayer gets interrupted by the sound of axes smashing into knights, blood splattering everywhere. The axes break into pieces after slicing the knights in half, and a few daggers come his way. As he begins to tell his life story, he reveals being part of a group exclusively selected by the Emperor, the Special Task Force, also known as the Special Forces. Their main job is to secure the throne of Leon Catalan, the mighty Emperor. However, our protagonist thinks it's all nonsense and proceeds to kill the knights around him, determined to eliminate the Emperor. A man slicing through knights so effortlessly shouldn't be ordinary, and he isn't. This man is Yan, the commander of the Special Forces, who has gone rogue against the Emperor. Even though the knights are on their last breaths, they can't stop chanting for the Emperor. Yan wonders if they can ever be free even in their final moments. Agonized by the knights acting as the Emperor's puppets, Yan mercilessly slices through them one after the other. Inside the castle, a bug gets alert while Yan is overpowering the knights, making the Emperor question if the bug is worried by the noise outside. The Emperor assures the bug that there's nothing to worry about. Disguised as a woman, the Emperor is Leon Kavanen. As Yan approaches the Emperor, Leon expresses confusion about how Yan, the loyal commander of the Special Forces, could revolt against him. Leon recalls Yan's humble beginnings as a recruit in the training hall of the Special Forces, reminiscing about the time when Yan was a slave who rose through the ranks to become the commander. When Leon questions if Yan is unsatisfied, furious Yan shoves a bug in his ears and pulls it out, revealing his loyalty has cost him everything. He has no memories of his past life, parents, or identity, constantly questioning who is my family, who am I, and my life. Suddenly, the Emperor's demeanor changes as he consumes the bug and transforms into a ferocious figure. In an instant, Yan's arm disintegrates. Smirking, Leon asserts that Yan was nothing more than a toy he liked. The next moment, Yan finds himself in a gloomy place, realizing his heart was stabbed, prompting him to question if he's truly alive. Despite the familiar surroundings, he trembles in shock when he realizes he's leaning against the great stone sword, a symbol in the Special Forces Hall where many soldiers lost their lives during training. However, the intrigue deepens as Yan notices his body has shrunk, and he's wearing clothes from his training days. Bewildered, Yan contemplates what has happened to him. Before Yan can delve deeper into the circumstances, a voice reverberates in the background, and a fellow trainee named Roman hurls a deadly punch at him. Roman, the 12th recruit of the Special Forces, accuses Yan of arrogance and looks down on him. Yan brushes himself off and questions if they're in the middle of training. Roman asserts that training is just an excuse to end Yan's life, as nobody cares a low-life trainee dies during training. Although it feels like an impossible scenario to Yan, resembling a bad dream, the imposing great stone sword behind him and the confrontation with Roman force him to believe that he has genuinely regressed to the past. Regardless of the reasons for his regression, Yan is content that he has another chance and vows not to repeat the mistakes of his previous life. This time, he is determined to outsmart the Emperor. Yan taunts Roman, revealing that due to his training obsession, Roman won't find a girl even in his 40s. This infuriates Roman, and he attacks Yan in a fit of rage. However, Yan deftly dodges every ruthless blow from Roman. When Roman falls within Yan's range, Yan uses an intermediate-level skill with perfection, leaving Roman bewildered at how a seemingly low-level kid can execute such a distinguished technique. Meanwhile, Yan becomes suddenly intrigued by a pendant. Before ending Roman's life, he opens the pendant, and the picture inside flips his world upside down. It depicts a young Yan with his parents, unlocking memories he never had in his past life. Memories of his parents. Overwhelmed, Yan breaks into tears, realizing that these memories are worth more than anything in his past life. It's something he couldn't obtain even after burning down the entire capital. In this poignant moment, Yan recognizes that he was on the brink of repeating the same mistakes. He vows to make a difference in this life, determined not to let anger and vengeance consume him as they did in his past. He pledges to escape this place and reclaim his life with his family. The Special Forces operate directly under the Emperor, handling critical tasks from the fall of Verna Fortress to the assassination of the Grand Duke of the North. The squad responsible for successfully completing all these missions is led by Yan, the paramount figure at the pinnacle of these forces and the Emperor's right-hand man, the strongest knight in the Empire. In his present life, Yan grapples with frustration, clenching his teeth in anger. His once formidable body, possessing power, agility, and strength, has inexplicably become fragile. Despite his capabilities, he now carries drums to the training arena, serving as a cleaner for the Mission Purification Squad. Within the Special Task Force, approximately 1,000 trainees engage in relentless battles, training to enhance their skills and strength for survival. The training ground, situated in the northwestern mountains, resembles a dragon's den. Each trainee is assigned a number based on their skills and level, operating within a pyramid model where battles determine ranks. Treatment varies according to a soldier's ranking, creating a challenging environment. In this brutal setting, an average of 3 to 4 individuals succumb daily. Empty spots are filled either by kidnapping children or volunteers. The system perpetuates a cycle of competition and improvement, fostering an atmosphere where soldiers fight to climb the ranks and gain recognition in the unforgiving hierarchy of the Special Task Force. In this hierarchical model, survival proves challenging for those emerging from low ranks, easily replaceable upon meeting their demise during training. Fortunately for Yan, his inadequacy in early training led to his assignment in labor. As he carries the load through the streets towards the training hall, an inadvertent collision with a fellow trainee sends him tumbling to the ground. Yan reacts with a shout, yet within the pyramid structure, certain trainees stand at the apex, successors of the nobility, intertwined with the special force due to familial ties and allegiance to the emperor. The girl trainee representative of the nobility apologizes to Yan for the unfortunate accident. As long as they remain in the forces, the training center ensures their comfort, exempting them from the need for controlling insects in their heads. Notable among the noble trainee soldiers are Lorina Beowolf, Cruel Dwight, and Cash Everain. Cruel, seemingly most arrogant, harshly questions how a commoner like Yan dares to talk to them. For Cruel, Yan, ranked 974, represents the lowest of the low. Despite feeling the impulse to retaliate against Cruel's arrogance, Yan restrains himself, understanding that it's not the right moment to unleash his anger. Yan masks his emotions and apologizes to Cruel, who, reluctant to let the matter go, demands Yan to beg for mercy. Eventually, Cruel relents but warns Yan to be careful. As the trio of nobles departs, Yan congratulates himself on successfully concealing his true nature. On his journey to the upper tiers of the training center, Yan spots a knight waiting in the corner. Expecting Romans seeking revenge, Yan acts unaware of the presence. To his astonishment, the individual from his earlier accident turns out to be Lorina Beowolf. Among the notorious criminals eluding the grasp of the Imperial Knights is Blue Iron-Armed Galder, a man who initiated his criminal activities at the tender age of 11 and eventually formed a robber gang by the age of 20. This infamous figure terrorized 23 villages and 17 guilds, with his iron arm earning a reputation as an element of fear. However, his reign of crime came to an end when Lorina Beowolf announced her achievement in the training center, dragging Galder's arm with her. The mere proclamation, "I am Lorina Beowolf and I have arrested Iron Blue Galder," secured her admission into the Imperial Knights. Lorina hails from a noble family ruling the northern Snow Mountain region, and her father is among the top 4 nobles. Within the Beowolf family, knights hold Lorina in high esteem, foreseeing her potential to become the continent's strongest swordsman, often referred to as the Young Sword Saint. They view her as the most formidable and complete warrior produced by the Beowolf lineage. In the present, Yan contends that Lorina has mistaken him for someone else. Despite his denial, Lorina repeats her inquiry, questioning Yan about his true objectives and why he conceals his actual strength. Yan senses that she is not an adversary to be taken lightly, and he must find a way to remove her from his path. Initially, Yan firmly denies any involvement, asserting ignorance. However, Lorina is confident in her identification, having witnessed Yan's training with the great sword, particularly noting his display of the 1-inch punch, a skill beyond the capabilities of a low-ranked soldier. She probes further, wondering why Yan remains at a lower rank. Yan realizes his error and openly showcasing the 1-inch punch and prepares to cover it up. Presenting himself as entirely ignorant of such a skill, Yan hopes to divert suspicion. Lorina, seemingly satisfied, decides to test Yan with the same 1-inch punch, catching him off guard. Yet Yan, aware of his inner potential, endures the punch, pretending it was a unique experience for him. For the first time, Lorina begins to trust his story, apologizing for the misunderstanding and extending an offer to assist him. Yan, determined to play the role of a pitiful commoner, vows to trigger guilt within Lorina, ensuring she does not doubt him further. Even as Yan hesitates to seek Lorina's help, she remains insistent on assisting him. Encouraging Yan to speak with her casually as fellow trainees, Lorina emphasizes the importance of treating all trainees with respect, regardless of their rank. She expresses her commitment to protecting the rights of low-ranked trainees in her future role. Amid their conversation, Lorina actively aids Yan in carrying boxes to the storage area, showcasing her willingness to lend a hand. As Lorina prepares to leave, she recalls the earlier punch, noting Yan's attentive eyes following her movements. Lorina, perceptive and sharp, hopes that she isn't mistaken about Yan this time. Yan, in turn, recognizes Lorina's astuteness, contemplating ways to divert her attention. The thought of killing her crosses his mind, but he dismisses it, realizing the repercussions of turning the influential Beowolf family against him. It's not the right time to make such formidable enemies. Yan refocuses on his primary goal, escaping the training center. Reflecting on his past life, he recalls stories of failed escape attempts until one trainee succeeded, only to be captured in the nearby forests. Yan, in his previous life, hung the deserter in chains, extracting information about the escape route, revealed to be the third area, fifth cubicle of the abandoned toilet. Now armed with this knowledge, Yan locates the specific place, breaking the wall of the fifth cubicle to unveil the exit.